The time is now 10 past 8 on this Thursday, and of course that means it's time to talk business. And for that we say good morning to our business editor, Mike Eppel. Hi, Mike.
Hey, Sarah, how are you?
I'm doing very well, thanks, but I need you to clear something up for me. So WestJet announcing changes to a good chunk of employees. Are they being laid off, or are they deeming them inactive?
Well, it's kind of it's interesting, the choice of words, I suppose. Regardless of whether it's layoffs or furloughs or inactive, they're still going to be paid under the government's wage subsidy program. Remember, they cut all those jobs initially and then brought all the workers back on the payroll. So they're still on the payroll of WestJet, but inactive because the CEO, Ed Sims, says there's no work for them to do. It was shocking to hear him say last night that the company is 95% and more below its passenger levels pre-pandemic. That is how shut down effectively WestJet is. They are just flying, a couple of flights here and there by the sounds of things, and as a result, they're cutting 3,000 jobs and reducing their schedule again. Nothing cross-border, anything of that nature. So, it's just this ripple effect that we've seen in the aviation sector. They'll still be paid, in some cases less than what they typically would, but they'd still be on the payroll and still getting benefits and things like that.
Well, and another area that we've seen a lot of changes, of course, is restaurants. Another 3 businesses here in Calgary announced that they're closing their doors. They just can't keep up with business because there's no money coming in.
Well, Restaurants Canada, which is the lobby group out of Halifax, I believe, said today that they did a survey, and at least half, if not more, of the restaurants currently in operation say if this goes on another month to 3 months, they're going to shut down. 50% of restaurants currently in operation say they just don't have the money because it's debt. They got to pay the rent, so they want some government assistance plus a basic moratorium on any landlords, locking them out.
Right. I'm going to jump in. I'm going to jump in there because, speaking of paying rent, Gap, one of many companies that's struggling, are they and can they say that they're not going to pay the rent if the doors are closed to their stores? That's
what they're saying this morning, that any of their locations in North America, in shopping malls, they're not paying the rent. And basically, it looks like a bargaining ploy to renegotiate the leases or just get out, terminate the leases that they currently have. There is a worry within the company. They're running out of cash, so they're looking at anything they can do to conserve that cash. And I just saw the stock price. It's up today, which is just remarkable. It looks like investors are thinking that the Gap is trying to bluff its way, into a better arrangement with its landlords to come out the other side of this thing. Well, I don't know if that's possible. I don't.
That's a big name. That's a lot of storefronts, but that's also quite the threat. And I think a lot of people are in the same position. So we'll leave it there for today, Mike. But I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, Friday.
All right. Thank you.
My pleasure. All right. You can hear more of Mike if you'd like on 660 News. But right now, here on Breakfast Television, let's take a look at the markets.
This portion of BT is brought to you by 660 News, Calgary's breaking news, weather, and traffic station.